All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of, coffee and questions. What's today's topic? Let's talk about the new Harbor Freight Automotive Creepers. You know, we all used to using the old ones that were kind of flat, uncomfortable, and so forth, but these are fairly comfortable. So let's do some questions and answers over it. We got one out at the club. We were able to demo it, play around with it, made notes on it, and listen to what everybody had to say about it. So let me change the picture, show you the advertisement. We'll get into it. Here we go. All right, so let's start off with pricing. $34.99 less that 20% discount that you get brings it down to about $28. So not a bad price. I mean, but it does have some quirks. We'll go over that. And you got multicolors here to choose from for a change. I mean, it's all new product, it says. So you got kind of like a green, a blue, and a black. All right, let me show you a quick slideshow. We'll get right to the questions and answers. Okay, so out at the club in between the forum, I put together questions and answers. So here we go. Would I recommend this, for a mechanic or, auto tech or something like that? Not necessarily. If you're first starting out or something, yeah, go ahead and get the cheap one. When it fails on you down the line or, you want something better, I mean, you can always upgrade. I mean, Matco, Snap-on, and all these tool trucks come around. I mean, you get something from them, I suppose. But to start off with, there's nothing wrong with this. If you We'll go through, the things you can do to take care of it better here in a sec. But that's just a thought. For the DIY person like me and other people, this would work perfectly fine. Second question, I guess, how much does it weigh? About 12 pounds, I guess, give or take. I'm just guessing, but I think it is. And this thing's lightweight. It's easy. You see that handle right over here, to my right. It's easy to grab, put away. Those little, blow molded kind of trays right there on the right and the left. I mean, they're handy for putting your tools, sockets, parts, whatever in. And a lot of the creepers, they don't have that. I mean, which is kind of a nice addition because when we use it out at the club, I mean, it's nice to be able just to set your wrenches and stuff in there rather than laying them on the ground and then looking for them. Okay, the next question is regarding the casters. Well, there are 6 of them. One thing I would do when you get this is we flipped it over and we re-greased the bearings on it, and it did make it, slide around, glide a little bit easier. But they're 3-inch, they're easy to replace. I mean, if you ever have to. So casters are kind of nice just because they're removable. Like I said, just grease them up. How high does it sit off the ground? I believe 3 inches. And therefore that makes the total height on this about 4.5 to 4 3/4 inches tall. So it's got enough height. Regarding the caster assembly, well, they're metal. What's the bolt size for tightening up the casters? I think it's 10 millimeter if I remember. Okay, now there's a couple of complaints in here where people have busted these by over tightening those bolts, on the casters. And it's kind of like they criticize it for being like cheap PVC and it busts easy. Actually, it's made out of fairly thick PVC, I think. I think what you did is you just over tightened them. And if you do, you're going to either bust or crack, that PVC. But there's another way around this. If you use a good high-grade epoxy, and I don't mean the cheap stuff, it's something like JB Weld or one of the good epoxies. I mean, you can epoxy that crack back over or that piece. But, it's kind of like your own fault for over-tightening them to begin with. I mean, I wouldn't blame the product. I mean, it's just silly, really. It's something you did to it, not that it did to you. Okay, one of the last questions, is it easy to keep clean? Well, on the one out at the club, we just use a degreaser spray. I think it's like orange or something like that we picked up out at Lowe's or Home Depot. But any kind of good cleaner, I mean, or degreasing kind of a cleaner, you can spray it on there, wipe it down. You can keep it real clean. Now, the headrest pad on this is comfortable. I mean, I laid on this. I'm 6'5". I mean, and it's comfortable, and it's got that nice curvature in there instead of like a flat deck like a lot of them do that you get off of these tool trucks and everywhere else. But like I said, I mean, if you are in the pro area, this may not be something that you want long term. But if you're just starting out or you're the DIY or something like that, this is going to last you. I mean, it's a good product. It's a good price point when you take that 20% off. And I mean, it's worth looking into if you need something like this. Where would I get replacement casters? You can get them out at Harbor Freight. They have a huge selection of casters. And so, as far as parts availability, that's the only part you're really going to need. I mean, unless you break it, in which case I said, just use a good grade epoxy. I'll leave you a link below. I use JB Weld epoxy a lot. I mean, they're a great, outstanding product when it comes to epoxies. But, you know, I mean, you can use other high-grade epoxies. I'm not saying that they're the only one. In terms of casters, I mean, if you know something better, you want to get them off Amazon or somewhere else, and they line up, go ahead. But Harbor Freight does have them. Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. There wasn't like a whole lot, I mean, to say about these creepers. The new part is you're getting them now in multicolors. So let me go back to the ad for a second, and then we'll conclude. Okay, so here we are back to the original ad. I mean, you've got black, blue, and you got kind of like that off lime green color. We took the blue one. They're nice. I mean, you can actually mess around with them out at the store, take a good look at them. There's your fix. I mean, get good high-grade epoxy. I mean, if you over-tighten these and break them, but don't blame the product for something that you did. I mean, if you just snugged them down real good, and you can always put a drop of CA glue on these nuts or bolts or Loctite or something, I mean, that would solve your problem if they're coming loose on you. But if you... All right, well, the bottom line here is this thing isn't going to hold up as well as some of the name brand, you know, creepers that you can get. And it's prone to crack, that plastic in those corner areas. So it is what it is, and there is a fix, like I said, just to use epoxy. But where would I rate it? I would rate it at about a 3 if you're using 5 stars. It's okay, it's a good DIY thing, but for somebody that's going to use it constantly, you're probably going to want something better, to be honest with you. I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. If you know of something better, put it in the comment below. Otherwise, look in the links below. I'll put down there the epoxy that I use in case that you run into that problem. And like I said, there are other high-grade epoxies that you can buy, of course. CA glue, I mean, same thing. I use Stick Fast and Surebond. But, I mean, you know, there are other ones out there. All right, I'm the Home Handyman, like I said. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. You folks have a great day. Drop a comment below if you know of a better deal. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. You folks have a great day. Bye-bye.